Good evening, folks. And on tonight's stream, we are looking at Season 58, Week 4, which is Spring. And 4 weeks left until Forza 6 drops. Can't wait. But first off, this week's seasonal events. So, I'm going to go through all the PR stunts for Mexico and the race events in Mexico, and then do the same in the Badlands DLC and the Hot Wheels DLC. So, starting with Stadium Jump Danger Sign. So for this one, you can use any S2 car, and I am using a completely standard, unmodified Rimac Concept 2. Just wait for that Jeep to get out of the way. Okay, so start here and then just spank it down to the jump.
You have arrived at your destination.
This is always easier when there's nothing in the middle of the stadium. And a new personal best. Okay, so that was nice and easy. So that one, as long as your road's clear, it's nice and straightforward. But if you get one of those moments where you get traffic coming the other way, it can be a right pain. So for the next one, we shall have a look at... Hello there. We shall have a look at a Ranchito. So I want to drop myself in about there. So, what do we got here? We have to do 100 miles an hour on the dirt speed zone. And this is where I can't find the car that I need. Change cars. I want a Mosler. We want that one. So this is the same car that I used in part 1 of the 3-star guide to doing speed traps, or speed zones. It is somewhat overpowered for off-road circuits, but it will easily make mincemeat of this target. So let me just double check it. So it is 100 miles an hour. You take a bit of a wide line on some of the corners, but you don't want to drift too far off on that one. And so the Mosler just eats that up. So for our next one, it's just down the road here. I got a heart attack today when I looked at the Forza forums, because whoever posted this week's events got the total wrong for this drift zone. And I took one look at the numbers and thought, I can't do that. They asked for a ridiculous amount. I think it was something like 110,000 on this drift zone, which is a lot. Thankfully, it's not that high. It's only 98,000. And we are... before we go any further, we've got tune car, share code for the car I've just used. Creator, some guy called Titoni, 1838. Okay, so it's that one I used, and that's the share code. So, cars, we want to change cars. So, for this drift zone, I am going to use TVR. This is the same TVR that I've used for a number of drift zones in the last month or so. Have a look back through my vids, you'll easily find it. It's this horrible mint green one.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Let's put the marker in the right place. So we want 98,500. Oh, dreadful first attempt. Let us try that again. Drifted off the road, lost momentum. Should have practiced this one more. Actually, it went really, really well in practice. It always does. And you come to actually do it in front of a camera and it doesn't want to work. Don't drift out, don't drift out. Oh. I just keep losing momentum. This is not good. I would say third time lucky, but I think this is the fourth time. Just love it when the game spawns a car right in your path. It out again. Okay, there we go. Can do it. Can do a little bit higher as well. So it's probably the best car for the job. And the share code for that one. We go to is that one, isn't it? Yeah, it's 2 Drift King. And that's the share code for that one, 998867200. If you want to see the details of the build, so I've used it a couple of times recently. It's pretty much take TVR Griffith and throw everything at it. Apart from drift tyres. I think I left it with standard tyres. So, race events. Oh boy, the big one. So, where is it? There we go. The Gauntlet. For S1 Monster, or Rally Monsters. So, this time last year I released a video called, a race event video called Monster Dash, where I had the setup for this car, Audi Sports Quattro. So it's had a few changes from standard to it, so all details are in Monster Dash video from May last year. You'll have to forgive the dreadful audio on that recording. At the end of the event I will show you the share code. There's been a few small tweaks to this car, but it can be a bit difficult to drive. It likes going sideways. In fact, it loves going sideways. But I managed to get into the top 1% on the Rivals leaderboard with this car in this race. So the car is the right one. And I haven't practiced this race, so let's see how I do. We could be here for, I think it's about 20 minutes long. So, without further ado, let's have some fun. Ooh. Yeah, should have done a practice run. Not doing too bad, not doing too bad. Let's do the back. On the hang of sliding it through the corners. With these Gauntlet memory serves me right, you want to break out quite a bit of a lead, because you get halfway through. I think there's one point where you have to go up the volcano and the AI will try and rubber band and catch up with you. I think they also do it when you cross over to the other side of the freeway as well. But when they do try and catch up and pass you, you have to aggressively fight them off. Braking on this one. I've done a lot of races in this game, and I'm pretty sure, although it says you're up against highly skilled privatars in this race, I think they lied. Oops. We do that. Sharp corner. It's a braking. Never cut that corner because there's a concrete block on the inside line. It will flip you over if you hit it wrong. It's not so bad if you're going downhill, but coming this way, give it a wide berth. Judge and braking point. Pardon my French. Don't believe that. These races, you really don't want to let the AI get in front of it. So now I'm going to struggle to catch him up. Oops. This is actually probably one of the harder races in the game. I'm sorry, I don't think these are highly skilled driver cars. Look at that Escort, he's just yoinked away into the distance. This is not good. If I haven't caught him up by the time we get to the top of the mountain, I may have to restart this race. Right, we're closing. Nope, off again. Oh no. Oh, fiddlesticks. Before doing these long races, I should probably turn on the rewinding feature. Should also probably have practice run this. It's a slightly better start than last time. Let's focus on a cleaner drive. Stab at the brakes before going into the corner and then rotating. That's the way you need to do it. Oops. Can't afford to give the AI any advantage here. Now I'm out in front, I need to keep the lead. Exactly, so he will try and catch me at some point or other. I'm above on this corner because it applies the concrete. Okay, so last time around, this is where they made the charge and snuck past me. Okay, this time. Much better way through there. Slowly getting closer. Okay, he's suddenly closed right up. When is it? Can't quite see. Well, it's everybody just behind me. Given how far behind I left at the start, it's kind of... It does feel odd that they're suddenly able to stay with me and hound me like this. I really do hate the way the AI are balanced in this game sometimes. Nice and cautiously through there this time. Go away. As long as you're all over that racing line, you can keep them at bay. It probably comes on the corners, as they take an inside line on the corners. Even if they're going too fast to actually make the corner, which means they just crash into you and knock you out of the way. Too fast. Oh. Messy. And now back to being all over me. Lost traction. No. No. I didn't want that. Pushing too hard, lost traction again. Shanks, I almost had him. I missed it. No. Oh. Horrible moment there. I thought I'd made an absolute mess of it and lost it. Oh, yeah. And don't want to hear the squealing of tyres. Stay close to him. Because I'm hoping in just a moment I can reel him in. One problem with this race is it's too long. It needs an intermission because I could do with a drink about it. There's way too much here though. I did dab the brakes before I pressed it. Still didn't help. Too much speed in. Four-fifths of the way through. Cameras just me right, there's a couple of nasty corners coming up at some point within the next 2 or 3 miles. I can see one of them coming up soon. Okay, that's the first one. Got ourselves a little bit of a breathing space. Be careful not to throw it away. Oh, too fast. Oh, messy, messy, messy. Ease up the pace a little bit. Just take it a bit easier. Keep it controlled. No mistakes. Mistake. Because I'm thinking about that drink bottle that's on the edge of the table, just out of reach in the next week. Cool orange distract you from racing. Keep sliding, that's it. There's a kink at the bottom of the hill. Onto the tarmac, let's give it some heavy power. I don't think the AI is going to be catching me now, but not bad, but I think I'm off my best time by a fair margin now. But that was pretty hard. That was probably this has got to be the hardest race event they've put into a seasonal event. It's not an easy one to win, even with that car. Oof. So I shall be back in just one moment. Oh. Right, that's better. So we won a thing. What did we win? Peanuts. That's what we won. And I meant to buy a £144 million Mercedes if you keep giving me rewards like that. So, cars, tune cars. Oh, Oh. Okay. So the tune car. Save setup. I think this car, so it must have, so obviously it dates from before I was sharing or putting the share codes up. So there we have DT Fast Sports, and the share code is 123738098. And good luck with that one, because that is just that's a nasty race. That's very hard work. So that's the Gauntlet done. What have we got next? We have Dirt Endurance. So this is another one of those ones where they have 5 races. So which was the first race? Is that one? Yeah. So this is for B700 Modern Rally. And I will be using the Subaru Impreza. It's a car I've used quite a lot recently. If you want to see the full details of the build, featured in the very impressive race event from a few months back. That's not the last time that race event appeared, because I used a red Subaru for that. You want to go to the previous one, which I think was towards the start of February. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want, where is it? She is. Actually quite a simple build, this one. Doesn't need a lot. Now we have to suffer our way through all 5 of these races. That's another swig. Eek. Right. There's a nice paint job on that car. Keeps cropping up in my races. There's that and the green Brentser as well, which looks absolutely stunning. The Impreza's got a Scooby-Doo paint job, which is kind of fun. Like the late 90s, early noughties. In this country, the Impreza was called a Scooby. This race is a lot easier in the daylight. All I can see are dusk lights. All the races aren't going to be at night time. Slightly different line coming into that corner back there. Didn't get it quite right. If you do get it right, you can carry a lot more speed into that corner. With an advantage. Because you can only do it if there's no AI around. If the AI are too close to you, they'll cut you up in the corner. A mess at that time. You get the idea. What we want to do is cut just inside that flag back on that corner. Both times I end up going inside it rather than outside it. Okay, so that's one of the 5 done. Opposite the harder of the 5, to be honest. Oh, hang on, no, there is oh, what's it called? Tulum Trail now. Not Tulum, is it Bangio? One that's in the north. It starts in the north. That can be a bit of a pain, but as I sort of this one, that one, probably the 2 hardest races. Now with 5 races, getting the total you need to win it isn't that hard compared to doing the 3. Hanging out 3 wins is always useful. So the Subaru that I've used quite a lot recently for the very impressive race event. So I think it really... Oh god, who's it giving me there? Scenario. Cash would have been better. It's a very simple setup of this car. I'll stick a share code up once we've finished the races. So, let us do the other hard one, which is this one. That is Banjo. Is it pronounced Banjo or is it just Banjo? I seem to remember hearing somebody argue about that. This style of WRX is probably the nicest one there was. (2004) oh, I forgot what is his name now. The guy who used to race for him, doing the rallying. Norwegian fella. Solsberg, that's it. Yeah, his brother Hemmings also does the rallying. I think it was 2004 that actually won the World Rally Championships with this car. Was it previous year? That was about that time he did it. Let's get on the inside of that corner. Ugly black shadows back. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. I can get rid of it. That's just by quitting the race, loading into a DLC, coming back to this one, and it will be gone. So from the way the shaders are recomposed. Introduced with an update from Playground Games about 4 months back. So they're quite happy to put advertising in for their new game, but for this game, it's ugly black shadow keeps cropping up from time to time. Anyway, I'm complaining about the shadows and let's knock this guy into touch and concentrate on winning the race. Oops, oops, oops. Got myself a little bit of breathing space and just lost it. In my defence, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm probably not running on all cylinders, as they say. I'm just putting a day at work as well. That's my excuse. I can make excuses up until the cows come home. It's one of the nice things about when I was doing the videos, these race events. If it went horribly wrong, I could just rerun the event, and you guys would never know. It doesn't always go according to plan. Just Gauntlet race just showed. Okay, so that's 2 of 5 done and dusted. Okay. So, which one to pick next? Let's go Mangrove Scramble. Scooby is that one. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a good look at him unless I let him pass me. And I'd rather not. I'd rather not let him. That was a nice bit of passing, if I say so myself. I did. Okay, this race has gone quite well. So it's a nice bit of breathing space. Good ground. No other cars in sight after that lovely bit of passing at the first lap. Okay, so I keep saying so an awful lot. I really should find another word to use instead of so. Well, in the meantime, so that was the third race. What we're going to do for race 4, we've got Cascadia or Mangrove. Well, this is Mangrove, isn't it? Which one haven't we done? Oh, Talon. Talon, how it's pronounced. That's a nice one to finish on. We'll be seeing this race again later, so let's do it now. Yeah, practice run in for later. This is one of the this is the track I wanted to race the Pulsar on. So for the car events for the Pulsar, we have to do a street race, a rally race or a dirt race, which is I'm going to use this one for, and go really, really fast. We'll get to that at the end of the stream. So this is one of those races where if you careful on the corners, lock the other cars and get yourself into a good position, you will find yourself on the dirt section, reasonably high ranking place. A bit like that. Let's sneak through on the inside. And he's driving really, really slow. I'm not sure why. Okay, I'll have that first place if you don't want it. Okay, let's be careful. I always end up carrying far too much speed into the corners at the bottom of the hill. I went a lot better than when we come down to this section way too fast. It's a little bit untidy like. Corner as a whole. Sharp right at the end of this section, this race section. Tight corners coming up. And then very tight one coming back in onto the main road. Always need to take care of this one. Very easy to make a mess of it and then lose so much time. Right, oh, that's 4 out of 4, no, 4 out of 5. One more race to go. Go on, give me the map. And we want this guy here. A glimpse of Scooby again. This is another one of those ones where we have a sharp right hander leading off the main road. I always wanted to spend more time with the Yaris. It's such a nice little car. It's not one I can use in the race event video, so unfortunately it's sort of sat in my collection and was being neglected. Excuse me, coming through. Having a race event to win. Leveled up again. Oops, didn't dab the brake hard enough. Doesn't help as this controller is getting a little bit ropey. Buttons keep sticking, sometimes I just don't find register. I mean, it's had a good innings. I've been using it now for the better part of 3-4 years. And an identical, well not identical, but a same make and model new one is sat on the shelf next to me. Making that Alpha Forza 6. so the brake button is sticking more and more often. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so that is all of the races done for this event. The endurance. 5 wins and 5 races. So that's using the Subaru WRX04 STI. And let's have a look at the share code after 4 spins. What are they going to win? Oh boy. Okay, so share code. Pretty sure this one has a share code. Otherwise I've been putting random numbers up at the end of videos, which I hope I haven't. Oh, thank you very much, Night Minty 8902. So, okay, tune browser, search by user, and we have DT Season 56 or S56 Impressive, and 109 586 537. Cancel. So, next up we have Blaze a Trail and a D500 Classic Racing. Now for this one I have a new car, so let's go to the garage area and have a look at it. My cars. Filter by Classic Racers. So, no, I want to filter by Classic Rally, don't I? That one, not that one. And here we are, Ford Escort in Eddie store-bought colours. Now, just for that foresight, I forgot to write down the tune. So let's have a quick poke around, see if we can figure out what we got. Standard engine. So we're whopped in at all-wheel drive, no turbo. No intake. So sports intake manifold. Bum, bum, bum. Just a sports intake manifold for engine. It didn't have a lot of points to work with after putting an all-wheel drive on, so then we went for race brakes, rally springs and dampers, race chassis reinforcement, and gears. What we got? Standard gearbox, standard tires. Standard width from the front and wider tyres on the back. Standard track width. Okay, so relatively simple setup there. Oh, hang on, we got some stuff here. We have a race front bumper and a race rear wing, and gearing is standard, aero is standard. So there's a setup on that one. So nothing terribly complicated, but again, so it's D500, so you really haven't got a lot of points to work with. Okay, so we want up top of the mountain? Yeah. Blaze a Trail. So back to doing 3 races, I hope. Okay. Oh, sogginess. realised this was going to be a wet one. A raspy sounding engine, this one. That's a tricky little move there. It does take a little bit of practice to get it back. When you pull it off, it can make all the difference. I don't know, I'm in second place. What car's in second place? But he's it's that little Trabant type looking thingy. It's very quick, whatever it is. Looks like there's a little bit of a candle behind me. Okay, so Montana Trail, done and dusted. Yes, it's a Ford Escort 77 model, 1800. What to say? Yeah, RS 1800. So we are going. What we got next? Baja, not my favourite. But neither of these two races are high up on my favourites list. Both of them can be problematic and annoying. Okay. What's sogginess? Normally when I check these races out, I make a note that I'm going to be in the wet. So practicing in the wet. Seem to have neglected to do it with these ones. Ideally I want to be on the inside of the next corner. Yeah. I'm getting blocked by a Mexico didn't help. And take your wide wheel arches and stick them. Oh, you pest. Thought that was going to be close. That was going so well and all. I would have won that if I had just been a couple of inches further over. As everybody's favourite alien used to say, Shuzbutt. Ooh, Snoopy there. It's quite different when you get boxed in by one of the other cars. Then probably sees that AI is now in the perfect place to crash into me when I try and take the corner cleanly. It's very close. Very, very close. Make sure I hit it that time. Okay, it's gone quite well. So it's a nice, comfortable lead. Riddle on down to the end. And the final race is Baja, California? Yeah, Baja, California. There you go. That's like it's time to bring out that prompt sometimes. Oh, sogginess. What joy. That Japan looks like it's got really, really narrow wheels. That can't be useful. Oh, stop pushing me around. First and second place are right up ahead. Okay. So far so good. Getting more of a lead in because sometimes the AI have an annoying habit of once you get to the road section, they suddenly pull out an amazing burst of speed and beat you to the finish line. Just keep an eye on them. They're nicely tucked back there. Hopefully they're going to stay back there. We can mark this up as another wing. Looking good. Looking very good. And 3 of 3 wins. That's what I like. And what do we get? Hey, Nissan Pulsar. Oh, that'd be useful for later. Unless you've already bought 3 cars, in which case, not much use to you. So, the tune on that Ford Escort RS 1800 is tune browser search by me. And we have DT Fast Old Ford. Share code is 136869422. Okay, so let us head over to Rally Outpost. Oh, eek. So, what we got here? Let's have a nose on my notes. So, a reservoir view. Pretty sure we've done this one very recently. What did I use last time? I think it was a Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. Normal version of the car with a tune. Previously I'd used the Fozzer edition. So, which car to go with? I think we'll go with stick with the Elemento. It's nice, easy. Nice safe bet. Good downforce car, it's good handling car, and it's good acceleration, which is just what you need for speed zone. So have a quick swig of drink while we're waiting for it to load in. I think the reservoir view, I think the target is 100 miles an hour. Was it 98? I don't know, 98's ringing a bell for some reason. I've got all the details written down on my notepad about all the other PR stunts, distances that you have to get, apart from this one. But let's change the order. The thing is, I've got a new car, didn't I? We want... Where's the black one? Oh, I got 2 of them. That one I want. This is a tune I've used for numerous PR stunts. A little bit of a dig around. It shouldn't be that hard to find. It's the only black car I've got, and I'm pretty sure I have used it for Reservoir view in the past. That's a bit smoky and dusty. Now, that, turn them all off. That one on, that one on. So, Reservoir view. Oh, it's the Mosler I got the fastest speed. Okay. So we want to drop in out there. So we need to get 95 miles an hour. So this car is a little bit tuned up. So check out one of the other videos, full details. This one is all about keeping the corners tight and once you get to this bit, you can just hammer it. And there we go. And that's how to do that PR stuff. If I practice that a little bit more, I'll probably get the speed up. You know, this one you should be able to easily do it in over 100. So, tune car, we want browse tunes. Search for me. And then we have DT max downforce. Share code 921076192. Okay, so now we have Retro Rally C600. Race event called Rally Retrospective. Oh boy, but somebody has a right jolly old time thinking up names for these, don't they? So, what cars have we got we can use? Decisions. It's not a decision because I already know which car I'm going to use. See, Renault Turbo 5, 1980. This vehicle I've used before in All Rallied Up, and that video was from in March, so just last month. Relatively recent tune, but it's a very effective one. Quite a good fun little drive. And it should just romp through these races with relative ease. So what we got? Tres Colinas, Sidana, and sorry, it's Largo Largo word beginning with A. Oh, it's raining again. I've got no rain written down on my notes. It's a bit of an oversight. Oh well, it's going to be muddy. Well, tail escort in the front there. Now the word tail escort was behind. Just the word tail didn't help. Slippery. Watch it on the hairpin. Braking. There we go. Still slide around it. There we go. One to watch out for then with this race. This is one of those cars that is like going along sideways. These cars are a lot of fun to drive. Just enjoying romping along here. Not a care in the world. AI miles behind. That's what we like. And a muddy car there at the end of the race. Right, you're welcome. Not too many more to do because I said once Forza 6 hits, I'll be playing that predominantly. So if my maths makes that correct, so it's 14th the new game comes out. So there was 3 or 4 of these left. It's going to be 3, I think, because I'm on holiday for 1 week. So, well, actually no, you're probably going to lose 2 weeks because of where my holiday lies. Yeah, the older rally cars are a lot of fun. I'm sorry to hear you're under the weather. Hopefully it picks you up. But again, work has that effect on me as well. But 1 more day of the week to get through. Weekend. I don't know, I've been purposely avoiding all the hype, so I'm looking forward to jumping in and discovering it. Finding out everything from actually playing it. A lot of the videos I've seen come up on my feed have been old people just driving around with Japan. It's just like, yeah, it's all well and good, but I'd be more interested in the game. But then again, I'm making a deliberate point of avoiding any video about the game. A lot of the trailers, they just show you too much, and it's just like, I like a few surprises, a little bit of discovery. I mean, that's going to be the big thing for me, is just discovering or having a new world to explore and find all the little corners of. So what race? What race are we just on? That was Tres Colinas, so we want. We want Largo, whatever that's called. We'll do that one last, and we'll do this one next. I pushed the button. Let's have a real think about this. There we go. The one thing I'm not seeing so far in any of these videos is whether or not you can import your Forza 5 skins into Forza 6. Even if I can't bring in the skins, even just the decal sets would be useful. Give me a bit of a head start with putting together some custom paint jobs. Although I probably should do a new version of my cat bumper stickers. Oh, wow, that was a horrible attempt to that corner. Can't believe I made it. Made it such a messy one. I'll go back to the excuse that I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So. Driving has been a little bit ropey this evening. sliding. There we go. So I'm not seeing anything about the load times. The problem with, I say, a lot of new games is they keep adding more and more detail into the game wise. And the natural knock-on from that is you're going to have longer load times. And the alternative is if you've got a big enough SSD is to drop it onto that, but I'm not sure how big the game is, but you'd need a whopping SSD. And at the moment, it costs more than the gold does. Keep sliding, keep sliding. This little Renault 5 is absolutely destroying the AI in these races. I know it did quite well last time I took it out, but this is just romping through the races with ease. Even with my little mistakes with the driving. One thing that's been quite nice about all of the Forza games is they are relatively well supported after release. So in terms of bug fixes and improvements, hopefully we'll see a lot of that. Just depends to say how big a team they keep on after the end of the project. Because once the project is done and dusted, well, they'll have the DLC. So while they're still working on the DLC, the teams should be relatively big. So just once they come out the door, that we may see a reduction in force as they move people onto other projects. But I say, I mean, some things they have fixed most of the bugs. I mean, okay, Forza 5 hasn't been as well polished, as robust as Forza 4 was, but you know, it hasn't been that bad. I mean, in the couple of years I've been streaming it, doing the videos, playing it even, I've struggled to sort of run out of fingers on one hand for the number of crashes I've had. Touch wood. So, I mean, for a modern game, that's not bad. Especially given the number of hours I've got in it. I mean, I'm pushing 1900 hours now. Okay, admittedly, I do have quite a pokey rig, so it doesn't struggle. Normally if a game's going to crash, it's going to crash because somebody checked in some right dodgy code at some point or other, which happens quite often in games development, unfortunately. Especially now that games get more and more complicated, you've got more and more code, more and more people working on it. Yeah. Issues are going to sneak in. There's only so much testing you can do before it goes out the door. And sometimes the bugs only show up once you have the product out in the wild. Annoying for an end user, even more annoying for a developer. So you think you've got something tight and then silly bugs come back. You just, bang head off a keyboard. I know, been there, seen it, done it. Pointed the finger across the office at the code and said, your fault. really managed to get a good tune on this second round. Or the Legacy, I don't know. In its day, the Legacy was quite a formidable rally car. So I never really made it, been able to perform well in this. We're coming around the inside. This is Rancheria, so it's got some nice roads in it for racing on. Another car I've never really got to perform well in rallying in this game, being the MG Metro, one with a more than great V6 engine in the back. In its day, it was a very formidable rally car. I've never been able to get a setup I've been happy with in the game. Quick sprint up the hill and another race event one. 105 has made surprisingly quite well. Oh, another Range Rover Sport. Oh, I won't see cars like that anymore. So Jaguar Land Rover's sort of special vehicles division has been pretty much shut down and canned. Now they've moved on to their electric monstrosities. So, share code for the Renault 5 is DTS57W2 Rallyu 137265023. And so if you want to see full details of that build, it was the all rallied up race event from back in March. So, on to Hot Wheels. Yeah, having to do that Gauntlet and endurance race at the start, starting to turn this into a bit of a long old stream. We've got the PR event here, race event to do, and then back to Mexico for car events. The Nissan Pulsar. Which is cool. It could be worse. I suppose it could have been the Nissan Almera. That would have been depressing trying to make that go fast.
Welcome back, Bob.
So, for our first PR stunt, or our only PR stunt here, is Forest Escape. Which I'm sure we did a couple of weeks ago. And I am going to go with the off-road Rimac, which I used in the Speed Trap freestyle videos. And numerous other videos since then. So we want to go hide everything, turn that one on, turn that one on, and we are going to get 1,197 feet, and I want to park in there. After carefully placing the car, it will now put me on the track the wrong way round. No, it's got me the right way round. That's useful. Okay, so
Turn left.
somebody's struggling there because they're using the wrong car.
Destination.
Not the farthest distance I've ever done. Nice and easy all the same. So, what have we got as a race event for this one? Hit the orange trail. Where is it? There we go. Oh dear. Rally Monsters, A800 and Hazard Sprint Racing. I really enjoy Hazard Sprint Racing. I forgot the word not there. Yeah, no, I can't stand it. They're alright, but you've got this orange circuit for going really fast, so A800 Rally Monsters. Oh, I want to drive fast cars here. Silly cars. It's the ideal place for it. So, hit the orange trail. These 3 race events, we will be using the Peugeot 207 Super 2000. The setup for this car is the same one I've used several times in the past. The last time was back in December, and the race event video, if you want to check the setup, is all the trimmings. I'm going to share code up at the end. Oh, exercise. No joy. Always make it so much easier. Now, let's try and not get tangled up in the opposition. Sorry, excuse me. I did think about using the Opel 400 for this event, but in testing, the Pug came down as being the much better choice of car, especially in the later two races. Okay, so which race? That was Lava Loops. So Volcano Pass is the next one. There we go. So that one. It's Lava Loops. That's the one we just done. That's there it is. Oh, this is the one with the big jump. Oh boy, see where first place is. Ouch. Okay, someone's been eating their Weetabix this morning. It wasn't me. Take that. I'm going to win this race. Volcano Pass. Kicked into touch. I was a little bit worried there to start off with. In fact, Opal just took off like a bat out of hell. Always worries me when I see the AI do that. It's just like, oh. I just have to just wonder, it's like, am I going to be able to catch him? He did that time. A little bit of argy-bargy, but had to be done. So, Canyon Drop, Hazard Sprint is that one. I'll be a slight pause in proceedings while I find out where my cat is. Right in the middle of the field. Cool, she's having fun. So, that was that. Let's get through this. One more race. Okay, so we've got around both of those. This is one of those annoying circuits where you've got to drive through water and the AI can go faster through the water than I can. I never really thought that was a fair thing to do. Crunch. Not too bad. Right. Okay, jump corner. That's right. Should be alright. Shouldn't catch me up, although you can see it closing there. There we go. 3 out of 3. And what did I win? Hopefully something nice. I got a WRX STI SUV. I have quite a few of those already. Oh well. So that is the playlist. We have all the PR stunts for Mexico, for Hot Wheels, Rally, and the race events. So they're all done. So one thing I want to cover is own and drive your very own Nissan Pulsar GTI R. So for that we will need to go back to Mexico. Now with these car events, what I like to try and do is come up with a single tune that you can use for all of the events. Makes things vastly simpler. Now, I did come up with a single tune that allow you to win all of these events, but it wasn't the easiest car in the world to drive. In fact, I felt it was just a little bit too hard, so I had to go with a different way of doing things. So we want a Nissan. Nissan looks like an Almera, but isn't. Oh, God. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. That's kind of snuck up on me. So, I can't remember which event is going to be first. I think it's the street racing. So, as you may have noticed, I have several Nissan Pulsars there. Baby Godzilla complete. Yes. So, next thing we need to do is win a street race. Oh, have I done something to show what the... I've unlocked the treasure chest and I've got no idea how I did it. But that's in the festival site, isn't it? So at some point this evening I've done something to unlock that. I've got no idea what. I don't recall seeing it flash up. Oh, actually, I think it may have been while I was doing the Gauntlet. Okay, so we want a street race. I'm going to go with that one. No, what I'm going to do is change car. Let's go to... Why can't I see what I'm looking at? There it is. Before we get carried away, let's set up. So we were doing A800 version, which is DTA Rally Fast, and the share code is 657812348. So now we want the Nissans. What I'm going to do is I'll do a race in the road going version of this. Then we'll go to the garage area, have a look at the setup of this one, have a look at the setup of the off-road version, which is almost the same. There's only a couple of differences between the two cars. And then we'll have to have a look at the third one, because I've had to do a car for all three events. Slightly disappointing, but I felt this was the better way of doing it. So I could have done one car that won all, but it was really difficult to drive. I can either make it easy to drive on the road, difficult to drive off-road, or vice versa. And then I had to do a small tweak to the setup to make it fast enough to do the final part of the task. So it's just like, in the end, it's just like, no, 3 different tunes. That is probably going to be the best way of doing it. So Wetland Charge, just a race event I'm going to go with. Oh cool, Sonic paint job there. That's why it's quite sweet. Oh. Almost tempted to restart this race. This is going horribly. Oh, no, just wide. No. Let's restart it. Oh. Yeah, rather than looking at pre-paint job, let's focus on the drawing. See this being one of those races where it's going to be really annoying with the traffic. Nearly tried crashing into me there. Okay. Oh, I just love it when they ran in the corners. Oh. No. That's really unfair. Huh. Actually, I'm going to shuffle the grid. One advantage you'll have is you'll be able to turn down the difficulty, but with these videos I always leave it in expert difficulty. But given how easy that race was previously for me, either it's very, very late and I'm completely shattered and my driving's gone completely doolally, or it's just been a bit cruel with the driver Tarzan. See if it's any easier after I've shuffled the grid. Oh, guys, for exercising. Okay, so we now have, as well as an unruly 4x4, bunch of crazy electric cars. What is that in front of me? Well, it's in the bushes now. Okay, that's a bit better. I don't know, that was in second place, was catching up on me fast. What's that? Ferrari Cal T. Okay. Car I can't use in the videos. So... so set up. So we are Nissan Pulsar Street. Share code for that one is 345150171. Let us go have a gander at the setup. So we have a 3.8 litre V6 twin turbo engine, standard drivetrain. There we go. We got okay race exhaust, Race cams and valves. Race valves. Race engine block. Race brakes. Race springs and dampers. Race chassis reinforcements. You went with a 10-speed race transmission. Street tyre compound. White tyres on the front and on the back. Standard track width rear, standard track width front. Then we went with a race front bumper and a race rear wing. Custom tuning, gearing is standard, and aero is standard. So for the next race we need to do same again but in off-road flavour. There was in Nissan, wasn't there? There goes that one. So again, the 3.8 litre engine, standard transmission, standard. So, sports exhausts. Did I have a sports exhaust in the other one? I might have said. Go back and check the video. I might have said race exhaust and I meant to say sports exhaust. Race cams. Okay, so we didn't. Whoops. We didn't do some of the engine upgrades that we did in the other one. Race brakes. Race springs and dampers again. Race chassis reinforcement. Ten-speed race transmission. Off-road tyres. I guess that's why. The off-road tyres would have cost a lot more. Wider tyres on the front and on the back. And stock track width. A race front bumper and a race rear wing again. Some tuning, gearing standard and aero standard. And we are going to do Toulon Trail. Double check what the event wants us to do. Yep, win a dirt race. Always thought this car had very odd proportions. But it's not, for a hatchback, it's not bad looking. It's just something about it. It seems a little bit too low, a little bit too wide. I mean, when you compare it to a Golf has nice proportions, well, from this era. This just seems to, I don't know, it just almost like it's top heavy. Too much going into that corner. I'm going to take it easy going into the bottom of the hill. Missed it. Don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't quite sit right. I mean, performance-wise, they were stunning cars. And the actual spec of it, again, is like amazing. No, just the proportions of it just struck me just a little bit off. Oh, they didn't want that contact. I'm going to sneak around and get past. Do that. Made a mess there. Oh no. No. It's one of the problems I've now got is I normally don't want to stream for over 2 hours because I just got too tired after that. And probably up to now over 2.5 hours. Fiddlesticks. These races went so much better in practice. But again, I was I'd been streaming for a couple of hours at that point. Out of the way. use a left corner trail. Just trying to make sure I don't make a mess of this one. Okay, it's two of the difficult corners down from the up to a little bit of breathing space. That's good. Overcooked it. Should have gone with a touch of handbrake there. I'm trying to avoid using the handbrake. That's the button that keeps sticking on the control. We'll try this controller and get the new one out of the box in a few weeks. And there we go. We've won that race. Okay, so that is Dirt Race 1. Hurrah! Much cheering and shouting and celebration. So, cartoons, browse tune. So, we have DT Pulsar Dirt. And the share code for that is 858045315. Okay, so final thing to do is now achieve a speed of 200 miles an hour. And again, I had to go with a different tune. Get that. Now we shall select this car and then head to a garage and have a quick look. Where is it there? If you're feeling daring, you can use this car for all three events. But it does require a small change. So, tunings and upgrades. Custom tunings, we have everything set as standard. Engine, we have 2.6 litre 4-rotor racing engine. Stock transmission. No restrictor plates. Race brakes. Race springs and dampers. Race chassis reinforcement. They went with an 8-speed transmission. And then we have slick race tyre compound. I mean, if you're going to take it rallying, use the rally tyres. Wider tyres on the front and the back. So also, if you're going to use it, this slightly fast build for the rallying and the street race, what you have to do is add race front bumper and a race rear wing. But when you come to do the 200 mile an hour bit of this challenge, you have to take these two off because they slow the car down. And then what do? We go park at the end of the dual carriageway, or the freeway, proper term, and then you hoof it. As you can tell by the engine note, this is a howler and a screamer. And our current final task for this car is to get a speed of over 200 miles an hour. This car's actually good for a lot more than 200 miles an hour, but 200 is what we needed to tick the box. So, share code for that final build is that one, is DT Pulsar Fast, and 148151677. Cool. Now, a little disclaimer is last week I showed you how to did the wrong final task for the car tasks. You had to get 100,000 skill points. I did 100,000 points on the drift zone. That was incorrect. It just had to be 100,000 points. So the best thing to do is head on over to the stadium. It's over there, isn't it? And just tune around that until you get the required score. I made a boo-boo. I didn't realise I had misread the instructions. How many times have I done that? It's a reoccurring theme. So, just to prove it, this time I have actually done all the car challenge tasks. We have won ourselves a Lancia 37 and a backstage pass, which is nice. I'm going to have those. So that gives me 2 backstage passes. At some point or other, I've done the daily challenge. Got no idea what that is. Other stuff, I have to do that offline. I'm really not sure what you had to do for that. Like I say, if you go back through the video, I think that popped up during the Gauntlet challenge. So that's all of those. Just to run over it again, the backstage area is now shut down. And I have 2 backstage passes. So if I now filter by cars not owned, I have 3 cars. I've got 2 passes. I might actually get all of the cars by the time I finish, other than the ones that I need for wheel spins, which are still eluding me, and I'm not going to get enough credits. I suppose I could try selling some cars and try and get the last couple of cars, but we'll have to wait and see. So, last but not least, one last thing I wanted to do. The playlist vote was won by European Automotive. So that's what we've got for our final series starting next week. So I guess I'll have to try and find out what races we've got to do for those. Anyway, I hope you find this video useful. I'll go up and I'll put chapters into all the different tasks and that, so people can navigate their way around them easy. So thanks for joining me. Hope you found this useful. Please like and subscribe. And if you fancy something a little bit different, I'll be streaming Hunter Call of the Wild on Sunday. Please join me then. Thanks again. Take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one.